This is a very tricky one. We're on the US500. This line here is 7181.11, which is roughly where we are now at 12:39 UK time. And we are very near. This line here represents that we're very close to the all-time highs for US500, which typically, historically, means that things are going to keep going up before they take a small, and things go on. It very rarely reaches the top and then jumps down. So really, price is most likely to go up. So I took the trade here with a stop loss here. We just had this very small little rally thing just up here, which actually got me into the trade a little earlier than I wanted to. So I've put the other half of my trade here, so that if we genuinely are making the move now, it will pass here and go up here. My problem is that it's a Friday. It's a Friday when there are a few news items that are going to come out later in the day, which may affect this. I imagine probably for the to go up. But this little spike here may actually be the pricing in of the supposed good news that's going to come at the end of this, near the end of today. But the problem is, as I say, it's a Friday, and the last two Fridays, if you set a long and then left it over the weekend, when the markets opened the week after, the next week, it was dramatically down. So investors, including myself, are going to be very wary of leaving of buying right now when next week it may just jump down, when the market opens. However, I can only really see things going up. All indications are that up. A dramatic downturn at this point on a Friday. I understand that some people are going to pull the money out for fear of things getting tricky over the weekend. But even then, people bargain hunting, they're going to want to get in now. So my guess is this: I think we're going to go from here 7181 up to 7236. I'm on a US500. It's a CFD one, so you're probably going to have a tricky. It's black bull, if that helps. You'll find the chart I'm on. So that's what I think is going to happen, but I don't have full confidence, which is why the second half of my trade here is just here. But let's see how this goes. And the result?
Wrong.
Yes, I was quite correct. The short rally had kicked me into the trade a lot earlier than I should have gone, and as a result it fairly quickly hit its stop loss. It was only a half trade, but I still lost £10.44, which would have bought me a Pokemon pencil tin. Luckily, I made it back with this trade. It was a full trade this time, which is why from here to take profit got me back my £10, when from here to stop loss cost £10. This was a half trade, this was a full one. But I feel here I should explain my stop loss, which is here. And the conventional wisdom is that the stop loss should be down here, so that if it comes down, you below the lowest lows, etc., etc., etc. I didn't. I put it here because, well, there's two reasons. But firstly, we can see here that buyers and sellers tried this buying and selling range, this price range. They tried it. They sort of said, oh, no, I'm not sure about that. But eventually they settled into this nice price range here. Now they've decided to come back up again and try this price range. But they may well have rejected again and said, no, we're going to go back down here. That was always a possibility. Now, if that's a possibility, there's two reasons why I wouldn't want to put my stop loss down here. Firstly, as I said, it's a Friday, and if it were to come back down here again, I'd be stuck in this trade over the weekend, and as I said, I don't want to be stuck in a trade over the weekend because when the markets reopen next week, it's likely going to be down significantly. It has been for the last 2 weeks. Secondly, yes, it's true, if it came back down here and my stop loss was here, yes, it may go up and up and up and then back up again. But that's a 50-50 chance. For all I know, they could try this range again and then reject this range and go down here, at which point I'm paying for it. I'm paying all this way down here on a 50-50 chance that it's going to go up or down. So it doesn't seem worth it. So when I put it here, if I put it halfway between this range, you might say, oh, that's probably a good idea. It's below these lows. But here, I felt this, considering here, it gives me just enough wiggle room so that if they are indecisive about this area, it comes back down here and I don't lose too much money. But again, it still gives the trade a little bit of chance to breathe. Luckily for me, this trade did pay off and we reached the top and then weirdly seem to have stopped here for now, but we'll see. I am actually going to put this trade back on, primarily because I'd like to see what happens. But even if it goes, let's say, up here or halfway, I'm probably going to cut it short before the end of the trading day because, as I said, don't want to be stuck in a long trade on a weekend such as this.